Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you all. It's starting to warm back up here in Georgia. I was out here a little bit earlier, planting some herbs, throwing away some containers, not throwing away containers, but some of the ones that I had like on standby that I didn't plant, just getting rid of that. What else was I doing? Um, just doing a little maintenance, y'all. But every Sunday, even if you're new to us, oh, I was watering. I was watering some plants as well. Every Sunday, y'all, if it's not raining, if it's not too cold, we go live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I like to just go over some of the things that I've done that I told you I was going to do from the previous week. So every Sunday, I try to make a list of some of the things that I want to accomplish for the week. When you start the garden, what I have learned is when you make a list and try to stick to the list, you get more accomplished. I promise y'all, while I was planting the herbs, I kept telling myself, don't sabotage yourself. Do not sabotage yourself, because the reason I was telling myself that is because I was almost done with what I said I was going to do, and I walked by something and I just totally started working on that. And I said, nope, nope, nope. Don't sabotage yourself. Stick to what you said you was going to do. And so every week I try to get on here and just do about 3 to 5 tasks that I can accomplish, that will keep moving me forward. What I'm excited about is we got down to about 39 degrees, 37 the other day. And I immediately said, I'm not ready. I'm just not ready for, I wasn't ready for it, y'all, at all. And so we're going to warm back up. So we're going to be in the low 80s. The highs are going to be the low 80s. The lows are going to be in the 50s. I'm doing a little bit more planning. I'm standing here by this bed because I got to go back, y'all. I really don't think I made a video on this particular bed. We've gotten all of our raised beds planted except for this one right here. And I promise y'all, yesterday I looked at it. I'm gonna be really real with y'all. Yesterday I looked at it and I said, I don't feel like working on this today. And sometimes it gets like that. And the only reason why is because I knew that I'm going to have to have a place and dig all of this up and like rehome it. And I wasn't ready. So we've gotten all of our beds planted, and I'm so glad that I am staggering it the way that I'm staggering it, because let me show you what I'm talking about, and then we're gonna start. It's one thing that I wanted to do today, but I also had to cook dinner, and I just got finished doing that, and I was like, just make that one of your garden chores this week. So let me share with you why I like thank you, be free, be frugal. Yes, slow is good. Yes. And that's, you know what? I just told, be free, be frugal. I just told my sister the other day. I said, as long as you're trying to accomplish 1% more than what you did the previous day, that's all that matters. Or trying to, I think I told her, just try to do better. Try to be a better person. 1% each day. That will be it. And that's what I try to do. 1% better. But I'm glad I'm staggering it, because I also, y'all, I have all of these conversations with different people throughout the week, but I was running my mouth. Who was I running my mouth to, y'all? I think I was at the store. And one thing that I was telling the person is this: we had so much abundance this summer with tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers. I'm so grateful. Like, I only have one more tomato plant. So if you remember, if you've been following us, that's why I don't think I did a video on this one. So the other day, I think it was like Thursday, we had tomatoes right here. So I harvested all of the rest of the tomatoes that were good. And I just started planting this bed right here. And I'll go over it with you in just a second. Hello, Maria's Blended Nest Harvest. How are you? It was a mosquito that flew in my face. But I just got this one more tomato plant, and I'm gonna pull this as well. But this is like the only thing that's kind of holding on. But we're gonna pull that. But what I was sharing with, oh, these right here, I'm gonna pull too. I was sharing with the person. I said we just had so much of an abundance, and I'm so grateful for it. But with the abundance, you have to know, um, you have to have a plan. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? When are you going to set the time aside to do it? So y'all know with the tomatoes, I was roasting tomatoes. I was making tomato sauce. I was freezing tomatoes, freezing tomato sauce. I was doing different things to my cucumbers. Like we gave away a lot of produce to family and to friends and herbs as well. But like the cucumbers, I was being creative, which I love. I love that. But in the spring, I kind of planted like these 4 beds, and then I went back and planted the other 4 beds. But with the fall season, I'm actually staggering. So as I was looking at this bed over here, I was saying, okay, now you can start sauteing this Swiss chard. You can start using it in juices. You can start harvesting this lettuce right here. Got the arugula right here. So this was one of the beds where we started a lot of things from seed, like the Florida broadleaf mustard back here. The celery we did buy, but I was saying to myself, okay, so this bed is starting to do good, and I'm actually that's going to be one of my chores this week. I need to start coming in now, and I need to start feeding. So y'all know that once they start getting a little bit of height and growth on them, so I use a slow release fertilizer, but now what I want to do is I want to come in with that liquid fertilizer, and I'll do a quick video, but we just really use the Neptune's Harvest, I think, and we do that. And so we got collards that are growing back here, and I've been having to just I've harvested a few of the stalks of the Swiss chard because sometimes y'all see how it's flopping over. Sometimes it's blocking the light. So I do want to plant some more of this from seed, but I just want to stagger it. So I'm like, okay, this bed is doing good. We'll come in, we'll feed this. I think this was the second bed that we did. And so I'm gonna feed this too. It's not as big as the other one as far as the growth, but I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna start feeding this too. I feel like since these are like right next to each other, it's no need for me to wait. Just go ahead and do my liquid fertilizer. So we have a lot of leafy greens. Y'all know that fall and winter, leafy greens, and I try to eat something green every single day. I did have to get on the Chris about his vegetables once again because um, I just really have to just keep talking to him about vegetables. And I'm not talking about potatoes either. I know potatoes are a vegetable, but I'm like, you got to eat something that's leafy green. So we got this one. This one is growing good. This one is mainly the bed where I went to the grower's outlet and I bought the starts. So this is doing good. Y'all, my dad came over yesterday and I was telling him, I was like, no, I don't use that stuff on my garden. The other dust. If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. He was like, well, what is this on here right here? I said, that is food grade diatomaceous earth. That's what that's what this is. I had to put that food grade in there. I'm like, that's food grade diatomaceous earth. It's not the other ones. We were having a little issue right here. I have not been able to find whatever was eating them, but I think they've gotten to a big enough state. Y'all know I always tell you when they start off small, you just really have to watch it. And I've been watching a lot of the broccoli and the mustard plants that are in the ground because I have more issues in the ground planting with pests than I do like raised beds. I still have problems with raised beds, but the in-ground beds, when I do the vegetables, I really have to stay on top of it. I'll give you an example. These are the mustard greens that we started from seed, and I had to come out here the other day and just really do another sluggo. I put some more sluggo down. I think I've lost one that was here. That one, it's gonna make it. Once they get a good size, then it's like they'll be okay. But I just really have to stay on top of it. And these carrots, y'all, I'm gonna be honest. These were old seeds. So to see these carrots in here, that's good. I have some newer seeds. So I told myself the other day, girl, go and use the rest of them old carrot seeds, and whatever don't germinate, just come back in. And I see some that are germinating right here. So I put a little bit more seed tape right here, hoping they'll germinate. Y'all know when it comes to carrots, I do prefer the seed tapes, although I have just the regular seeds. The reason why I prefer the seed tapes is I know I get heavy handed with the carrot seeds. I know I do. And I don't, everybody likes doing certain things in the garden. I don't like weeding and I don't like thinning. So that's why I do the seed tape. But what I'm going to do, whatever doesn't germinate in here, I'm gonna come in. I'm coming in and I'm just gonna direct sow it, and I'm just gonna have to take the time out, and I'm going to have to just thin it. I don't know what my problem is sometimes, but that's just one of the things that if I had a choice, I'd rather plant or start seeds. I just really don't like weeding, and I don't like thinning at all. Y'all put in the comments, what are some things, I love gardening, but what are some things that if you could like not have to do? Put it in the comments. I want to read it. Weeding and thinning is me. Like if I didn't have to do that, I'll be good. Um, I have little space, so I like to grow things that I can eat. All the plant. Yes, I mix molasses. I've heard of the molasses. Okay, dish. I've heard of molasses. Okay, dish liquid and water to keep bugs away, not chemicals. Yes, yeah, that's what I was telling my dad the other day. Hello, Devin. Hello, how are you? That's what I was telling my dad yesterday. I was like, honey, this is diatomaceous earth. This not the other one. Honey, the cat's at it again. I don't know what be going on. I don't. Do y'all hear him? Honey, they done got into a fight, but I'm gonna mind my business because I can't hear them. I mean, I hear them, but they kind of far. Um, I didn't, Maria. I didn't plant sweet potatoes this summer. I think this summer I wanted to do so much. I started Marie. I'm so sorry, Marie blended harvest. Um, I started the slips. I'm gonna be honest with you. I started the slips inside, and I was supposed to plant them. I'm gonna tell you exactly where I was supposed to plant them at. Right here, where this lemongrass at. I was supposed to plant them right in here. I just really, yeah. I just I got a beautiful imagination and a big imagination. Just like for the fall and winter garden, I'm gonna do a video, y'all. For some odd reason, I've ordered more seeds, and I asked myself, why did you do that? But it's okay. It's okay. I'll get them planted. Devin says bleaching containers, cleaning everything. Yes, Devin. That might be number 3. That is so true. I just emptied out some containers today, and I was like, oh, I gotta find a time to sanitize everything. Yeah, that's one, and that's what I said on one of my videos, y'all. So it's two type of people, and y'all let me know which one you are. When it's something you don't want to do you go ahead, knock it out so you're done with it, or do you wait until the end and do it last? I'm gonna wait till the end, do it last. It's some things in the garden that I just keep waiting to the end, do it last. But I have some people that I know, probably Chris, if it's something he doesn't want to do, he just go ahead and knock it out so it's behind him. But yes, yes. Okay, Kylie says get a spray bottle with vinegar. Vinegar kills weeds. If you hate, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do not like. I don't like weeding. I don't. And let me tell y'all what happened. And then we're gonna get to the chores. So y'all know every season I said when I get the straw mulch. So I like to use the straw mulch because it's more cost effective. It's some mulch. It insulates the plants. It helps with the moisture control, right? So the spring batch Did good. No problem, y'all. This batch right here, oh, this is not a good batch. This is not a good batch. So every day, what I will come out here and do, one by one, is just pull these. And I like to pull them from like the roots so that they won't come back up. This is a bad batch. So I have to tell myself every day, just come out and just work your way back. I told you about the trick that the company that built the beds, they said to open it up, wet it down. Um, if you see the growth like this, close it back and it kind of suffocates it. Well, me being the person I am, I ran out one day and I said, you know what? Let me go to Tractor Supply real quick. Let me get a batch. And so I didn't do that. I just came in because I wanted to get done. I wanted to get done with everything. So I just came in and I just put it on. So this is not a good batch. So I already know that whole package of the whole package of the straw mulch. I'm gonna have to be doing this. I'm gonna have to pull it. But what I have learned is I don't do it when it first pops up. I like for it to get a little bit bigger like this because I find that it comes up a little bit easier by the roots when I let it get some size. For some odd reason, y'all, I do not like looking at this. Some people it's okay with, but it really bothers me to just look at it. They just keep popping up. But um I'm just gonna keep working on it, and I know that all of the straw mulch that I use in this bed, I still got a little bit of coconut core mulch left in this one that we're gonna try to reuse. But this is it. I haven't been able to find it for the price that I paid for. So this is eventually gonna go to to the straw mulch as well. So I am actually, yes, I'm going to harvest the lemongrass. And this is the year of experimentation, Marie blendedness. So Marie said, are you going to save the lemongrass for next summer? So, when I stayed in Savannah, I cut it down, mulched it real good, and it came back. And the reason why I call this the year of testing is because this year we're going to be testing the lemongrass and we're going to be testing the dahlia stand in the ground. Because this is red Georgia clay here. It stays wet and it could potentially rot the dahlias. But I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. Either I find out or find out the hard way. I've talked to a few people here. Some people say they dig all of theirs up. Some people say they've lost some. Some people say it depends. So I'm gonna be the one to test it out for where I'm at. I always do that. Just I can just remember, y'all. I remember like my parents and grandparents. Have y'all ever heard the term? They used to tell me you hard headed. You they used to say I'm hard headed. So because I always want to let me see. I do listen and I take people's what they say, their opinions, their advice into consideration. But I'm telling you, sometimes I feel like I should be like a tester of some sort to test it. Like if you want to test things out, I think I should be that probably should be another occupation that I add because I'm gonna test it out. Mainly because it's it a little laziness is back behind it too. But I am gonna harvest the lemongrass. I am going to dehydrate it, use it for teas. Y'all, I'm going to harvest a lot of herbs and put on our website because we just sold some lemon verbena. We dried that from the garden and just sold it. But I have more and more people that are DMing me about herbs. And so I said, we might be on to something right here because a lot of them I do use, don't get me wrong. Like I'll come out here and I will, like I was telling my bonus mom last night, I said, you ever had winter savory? So I said, yeah, it's a mix between thyme and oregano, if you ask me. So she tasted it. I let her taste this hot and spicy oregano right here. And I will tell y'all, it do got a little, I'm not a hot food, like I don't like hot foods or hot peppers. It did have a little spice to. I actually spit it out because I said, oh yeah, I feel a little I feel a little heat here. Now, this regular oregano, this is the Italian one I can deal with. But I just have a lot of people that are asking me about herbs like holy basil, the calendula, although that's not a herb, the calendula, just different herbs. And I say, you know what? I love to share. Like I'll offer it because I always say it doesn't get any fresher than, I mean, growing it yourself or knowing somebody that has grown it and just harvested it. Because I always ask people, do you know, like, when they harvest the herbs in the grocery store? Like, how long has it been sitting on the shelf? That's just me. Um, let's see. Hold on. Out of all my veggies, my beetroot and asparagus is the best. Ooh, nice. No bugs. Grows fast. I just said the other day, let me tell you this, Kylie. I just said I just bought some beets from the store because I juice the beets and use it in our juices. Not all the time because I got to be careful with the beets and the spinach. But however, I did use the beets. But I'm saying all that to say, so it was three beets that you got at the store, and they looked it so sad. They looked it so sad. But since I'm the one that planned, like I write things down and I say, okay, this week we're having this type of juice, or this week this is what we're gonna have. I have to do that because I work. Just like I have to plan out these garden chores, um, it helps me because that way I'll know when I go to the grocery store what all I need to do. I always check inventory when I leave. But to make a long story short, I did. I bought those three sad looking beets for $2.84. And I'm glad you put this because you know the first thing I said, ooh, we in a full moon. I'm finna plant me some beets. I said I'm gonna plant me some beets because they selling these sad little beets here at this store like this. And I'm just gonna plant my own. So that's what I do plan on doing this week, y'all. Is starting me some beets. I'm gonna start some beets because um sometimes I can go there like and things look okay at the store and other times not. And the farmers market that I really like to go to, like I have to plan that. It's probably a little bit over an hour, but I to beat that Atlanta traffic, I got to get up early and I got to get on it. And I need to get there like when they first open because I tell you, I try to stay as calm as possible. Leaf mulch is good, yes. I actually with the leaf mulch, yeah, I definitely can use that. I was thinking today, y'all. I walked in the store and I saw like a leaf mulcher, and I'm like, ooh, I have been wanting to get a leaf mulcher. The thing with the leaves is they definitely have to be like the leaf mulch, or they have to be like really shredded real good because of the slugs that we have here. Like it's so many slugs, and it's sometimes ridiculous. This area where I'm at now, I think it's more slugs here than it was in Savannah. Slugs, Japanese beetles, are what I have been battling with since we've moved here the most. We still have a few more we still have a few more pests that we deal with, but I would have to say it's the slugs and the Japanese beetles. Let's see. They always told me that. My dad used to say a hard head. Yep. Yes, Devin. I'm telling you, they used to say, you know, you hard headed. You know how the grown ups they be like, you know what? You hard headed. And I'm like, no, not really. But and then I'm gonna tell you another quote that my dad always says. I have adopted it, and I tell people this all the time, and they don't do anything but laugh. I always say no, I don't have a hard head, but I tell people now you just can't throw water up in the air and tell me it's raining either, you know. So that's why I say let me just see for myself, and do it. Yes, Marie, herbs are, let me tell you, they are just, I don't think people realize. That's why I try to encourage more people to cook with herbs because I don't think people realize not only do they flavor your food, but it's just so many benefits, so many benefits. But what we do, what I said today, I said want to offer them like grounded, but I also want to offer them whole leaf too. And the reason why I thought about that is because somebody texted me and was asking what could they do for like a sore throat. And I'm like, get you some sage tea, put a little lemon juice, put a little bit of honey in there, and you can offer it as a whole leaf too. Now I know the holidays are coming up, but so many benefits. Once I started like really getting into herbs, I'm like, everything is here that we really need. We just got to know how to use it. So that's what I do plan on doing because I just keep getting a lot of emails. I keep getting a lot of DMs. And I just sent this lady in North Carolina some of our lemon verbena, and it smelled so good. It did. But we plan on doing that. Okay, y'all. So I feel like I've talked long enough. I always have to do just like what's going on. But again, if you're new to the channel, I try to come every Sunday at 6. Now, when it gets cold and when the daylight saving times end, I'll have to think of something else. Maybe I will go inside and maybe talk about something, like if somebody's had some questions or something. So maybe we'll do something inside and just kind of elaborate on that topic during the cold months because I'm not about to lie to y'all. um w- when it gets dark we see a lot of animals here, a lot. And you know I go inside in the dark and I leave it to them. I just ask that they be gone by in the morning. So I'm really thinking about that because I don't want to stop this during the winter months. So I think I just may, like I said, if I get a question or if you all have a question, then maybe we'll just go inside and we'll just elaborate and just discuss, something. Maybe starting seeds, maybe, just what cool weather vegetables to grow. What are the benefits of oregano? Just different things like that. I think so because I really do enjoy um, being with y'all each Sunday. Um, this summer, I have not purchased no seasoning from the supermarket. Also, have not purchased no teas. Yes, yes, Marie. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is exactly the whole goal. Like, that's why I try to tell people just start. Even if you just start with one thing, start with something you like. I just told my bonus mom yesterday, I said, I have not bought any, probably since about maybe May. I haven't had to buy any tomatoes, any cucumbers, any bell peppers. Now I'm gonna have to start back buying some cucumbers because I got one more left. Um, or herbs, like Marie said. No, I haven't bought any herbs in a long time. In a long time. And I'm so thankful for that. We actually have some tarragon that's growing that I want to try out. I'm gonna try it, but when I read the description, like a licorice tone, so I don't like licorice, y'all. Do y'all remember the black jelly beans on Easter? I would pick them out. Oh, when I was young. But so if it tastes like licorice, I'm like, ooh, I don't know, but I'll try it. I'll try anything once or twice. But this is what I plan on doing. Now, I'm telling y'all because I know that Chris is not on this live. And I know y'all might think I'm mean when I say this, but I'll explain to you why I have to do this. So I'm off a couple of days. Normally, I don't tell people when I'm off. I always say the can you monster comes out. So if I say I'm off, it's like, oh, you off. Can you? Can you? Can you? Can you? And I'm ripping and running. And so by the time I'm done ripping and running, then I have to go back to work. So I did just tell my mom because she was like, "Are you off tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm off." I know she probably wanted me to come down there, but I was like, "No." But I wanted to get some things done around here, especially planting. So let me tell you what I do want to get done this week. I cannot continue to walk out this fence and look at this. I love these pink truffle gumfrinas. This is the one plant. So what I've been doing, y'all, is writing down different plants that I really want to have again in the garden next season. But the pink truffle gumfrina is one of them. They really stand up to wind. They stand up to rain. They are amazing. My dad actually told me don't pull them. See if they'll make it through the winter, because he was like, are these annuals or perennials? I said, well, it had annuals on the tag. But I'm gonna pull these. I love them. I'm going to grow them again if I find them again, but I really want to pull them. I'm gonna step in here, y'all, because the salvia. I'm like, this all over the place. I have got to pull this. And the thing is, I really feel like they are perennials. Although the tag said annuals. This is the Blue Victoria Salvia. But as I'm looking at new growth, I'm gonna cut a few back because I see new growth at the base of the plant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it back. I do want to see if it's gonna come back because I do love them. I did not stay on top of deadheading. I'll be honest with y'all about that. But they were just so pretty to have in the garden. But I have got to do something about this because this is not gonna work every time I come in. So I got some snapdragons that I want to plant here. I got pink snapdragons. I got white snapdragons. Now, initially, I was going to pull the angelonias up. That is right here. And I was going to put some violas here. But I have some extra, the cat pajamas, cat mint, I think, that I think that's a perennial. I think I'm going to put right here because it really was my intention to make this all perennials before it's over. But I kept finding stuff on clearance like the Angelonia and just using it. The reason why my mom, my bonus mom and my dad came over yesterday is because they're doing some type of function or something at the church, and she needed some mint. I said, oh, you need some mint? We got plenty. So she came over here to pull this spearmint that I did not plant right here, y'all. This is why I tell people don't plant mint in the ground, because now I'm starting to get upset because it's coming up through my daylilies. So I'm also going to, I have been pulling it and drying it when I can get to it quicker than Chris, because Chris will come with this weed eater on the opposite side, like right here where it's coming out. You could tell he's come in here with this weed eater and he has whacked it back. But the mint say they don't care because it's coming right back. It's coming back. And it's weed fabric down here, y'all. So I'm going to pull that. I just try to keep it, I'm trying to just keep it tame, but it just keeps moving and creeping and moving and creeping. So I want to get this whole area just straightened up because I'm not liking it. And David Austin, next season, they're going to send me out a replacement rose right here to go with the other roses right here. But this salvia, it did get knocked down a lot by Hurricane Helene. And so I'm just going to pull all this up and I'm going to put some snapdragons right here, and I'm going to put the cat mint. So that is going to be a priority. Now, what I was going to do before I got on live, y'all, and if you haven't watched our video, we finally got our containers for, I just went ahead and did it for the holiday, like the holiday season. At first, I was going to put some fall colors in here, but I'm like, you got too much you need to be planting. Let this grow. I went today to get the mulch because this one doesn't have mulch, but I reused this mulch. But we do have a full video up there. But I told myself, you got too much you got to plant. You don't have time to keep switching out these containers right here. Let it get nice, let it get big, let it get colorful, and then you can think about what you want to do for the spring. So that's that's done. So number one this week is, I'm telling y'all, this got to come up. I keep walking back here and I'm like, first of all, we got a turtle that comes and goes when he please. Chris has named him Herbert, but y'all know I like to see. I like to see what's going on, and I'm like, I can't see. I don't know what's going on, so we're gonna start pulling it up and cutting it back and we're going to, and we also have some echinacea, some coneflowers in here. So we're going to spruce that up a little bit and put the Nepeta right there. This, it won't take long. It looked like it'll take long, but I know that it won't at all. What I have been doing, because I also use rose petals in my tea. Now, let me tell you, the spring when we first planted these and we were getting roses, oh, those Japanese beetles, oh, they tore it up. But it's fall season. So I've treated this area. So I took my broadcast, I treated this whole area with milky spores. And so I'm going to treat it again in spring, because I never in all my gardening years seen those many Japanese beetles. Like, I've seen them onesie, twosie, no more than about four in Savannah. But here, they were all, and I mean, they were just like in clusters, in droves. And I was like, And they was eating all of the leaves. It was just, I was actually a little bit heartbroken. I was like, y'all, I gotta harvest my roses because I dry them. I use them in tea. I make rose toner with it. I make spritzers. And they're doing me like this. So I got a game plan for them. Like, again, in the spring, I'm gonna go again with the milky spores, because if you ever seen the white grubs in the ground, they turn into the Japanese beetles. And I was talking to the University of Agriculture Extension Office when I went to one of their lunch and learn classes, and he was saying you got to be careful with those traps because it like calls in all of them at once. So I didn't want to use like the traps. So I just said, let me do the milky spores. But we got to get this right, y'all. So that's going to be number one for this week. Now, I'm going to push myself this week because I'm off 2 days. Now, like I was telling y'all, what I was supposed to do before I got home, the 4 containers, we going to switch these out. These gone. They gone, and they gone because of me. It's all me. I take full responsibility for the way these containers look. So we're going to switch those out. I've been contemplating what I wanted to put there. But I think I'm just gonna go with my gut, and that's what we're gonna do. And I always, when I do a video, I always tell everybody wait to the end, because I can tell y'all what I plan on putting here now. But when I go to get the plants to plant them and I look at what else I got left over, it could be something else. So I am gonna do a video on that. So that's number 2. Okay, y'all, I got Monday off and I got Tuesday off. I'm not playing games. That's what I got to tell myself. I'm not playing games this week. Right here, we doing this bed. I don't care who, what, when, where, how. This bed is going to get done and it's going to get planted, because I got a few more spinach mustards that need to be planted. I got 2 Swiss chards, and I got some lemon thyme that needs to be planted. And I'm not going to keep having them wait. I'm just going to put my timer on. A lot of times I'll take my timer and just put my timer on, and I'm going to move these strawberry plants, and I'm going to move these walking onions. And that's really, and I have to take all of this off, and I have to top it off, bring the soil level back up. And we got some more of the veggie mix blend from the Soil 3 company. We're going to bring that back up, and we're going to plant something here, and we're going to plant some more right here. I really need to tame some of this thyme right here, because it really needs to be cut back. But I just like, I don't know, I just like it. Just like it. But we got celery here. We're going to put some flowers up here, and we're going to get that done. So that's number 2. Number 3, let me tell y'all what first, before I go to number 3, let me tell you what these green beans had the nerves to do. So we planted, they were like tricolored green beans. I got a few off of them because I do remember adding them like to some mixed vegetables or something. So they were purple. They were like the wax bean, like purple, regular green, and the yellow. And we did have a pest problem because they were in the ground. But let me show you what they trying to do. Please tell me why they starting to germinate. Why are they start? I'm like, what are these? Because I put some little small Brussels sprouts here. And I'm like, I know this ain't even trying to germinate. And you got to be kidding me. So that's trying to germinate. I got to save these seeds because they are about to bust out and fall. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a priority. I don't want them to fall on the ground. Okay. The purpose of me letting them stay here because I wanted them to dry on the plant, but I don't want them to pop open and fall on the ground, which some may have. I got to take this one off like right now, y'all. Yeah, some have fallen on the ground. I can tell because they're falling in my hand. So we may have some volunteers. Um, we may have some volunteers next year because obviously I didn't pull all the garlic up this spring or this going towards summer. Obviously, I didn't pull all the garlic up because that's popping back up. But I definitely want to. I thought I had some scissors. Um, I want to move. Yeah, they've been really falling. But yeah, it was my intention to save the okra seeds and replant those. Those did good. The one that I had in the and one just fell down here. So we might have an okra. Let me tell you, plants and seeds are so amazing. So if one germinates in here, y'all remind me and say, you know that you laid those seeds right here trying to find some scissors. And that's why you got okra seeds. Because I know I'll probably be like, now, where did these okra seeds come from? I didn't have them there, but that is, I want to get that particular one. I might as well get the other ones off. And I think I'm just going to pull the rest because I was trying to let it dry on the plant. So this is the thing. When they dry on the plant, for me, I've noticed that I have better germination. If I can let them dry on the plant and then save the seeds, that's what I've noticed. But it could be different for everybody else. Just save some seeds, you know. And another thing too, I know we're gonna have some probably volunteer marigolds down here. We're gonna have a lot of volunteer marigold and probably tomatoes in this bed because when I pull all of the tomatoes and everything, the peppers that was in here, I said, yeah, we're going to have some volunteers because the strawberry blonde marigolds were right here. But I had some little seedlings that I started inside the violas, and I was like, you need to get that out too. So um, a lot of these I started from seed, and I'm trying to watch. These are the starts that I got from the growers outlet, and then y'all know I got to do some flowers. So we got vegetables, flowers, herbs, because I'm saying that because my dad was like, why you planting so many flowers? I said, now you know how I do. You know how I do. I don't monocrop and I don't plant just a whole line of okra for those or a whole line of greens. For those that do it, that is great. That's awesome as long as you're growing. But I've always just, after a while, I just like to interplant different stuff together and just watch it grow and be colorful because it's a house that is up the street from us. And I love looking at they have like a little garden and I love looking at it. It's like when I look at that garden, it lets me know and it confirms what I always tell people. You don't have to have a big space to grow. I would say I got to do better with measurements. I'm not going to say I'm not good with measurements, but it's seriously where they just kind of outlined a square and they put some collards there and they put some okra there, but that's all they have. So it's like it's no color. Like if you're a gardener, you'll be like, oh, okay, they got collards growing, or oh, they got okra growing. But I just like even in the winter time, like some of these plants, like the snapdragons, we actually started some pansies from seed, and I've really been watching these like a hawk, y'all. But I've lost one, and that's why I'm gonna tell y'all this. I always tell people you got to do what makes you happy. Do what you feel is best for your garden. Like if you ask me a question, I'll tell you how I do it, But that doesn't mean that you have to do it that way. And the reason why I say that is because, I would make videos and I always tell people when I start seeds, I say I always plant 25% more of what I think I'm going to need in the space. So if I've planned out a space and I say I want 6 plants right here, we're just using this for an example because these are like collard greens. I want 6 plants right here. If I just plant 6 plants, then what if one doesn't make it? Then what okay, am I going to just let it be, or am I going to pop something else right there? So I've just always had a rule, just plant more than what you think you need, because there are seriously some plants that y'all saw, they can get attacked by pests. They can just check out. I'm gonna show you this pansy. It looked like it's on the way out. And I'm like, I talked to the pansy the other day. I said, what is your problem? If you don't get right, you about to get pulled up. But already I've lost like one. This one pretty much is gone. Two, maybe like three plants. But that's why I plant more than what I say I will need. Now I do have some pansies. That's why I have extra that I can pop in here, because this one right here, y'all, it looked like it just wanted it. Like it just, I said, what is your problem? You better get right. Like I gave it a little extra water. I said, look at your friends over here, starting to bloom and stuff, but you want to start. I'm telling y'all, if people were to look at me out this window, they'd be like, first of all, who is she talking to? And why is she talking to the plants like that? Sometimes I have to give my plants a pep talk. I'm like, look, don't you let these pests sit up here and take you out. You need to get big, and you need to get strong, and you need to grow, because you are going to give us so many nutrients that we need. And it's sometimes, y'all, I'm telling you, look, sometimes they just come back and they just pop back up. But if you didn't know me, you probably be like, who is she talking to out here? I do. I talk to my plants. And I had to give our little friend right here a pep talk. He had like he wasn't gonna make it, and I still need to give him a little bit more light. Everybody else, he started at the same time. Everybody else big and growing, and I'm like, look, don't, hey now, you need to get big like your brothers and your sisters. But that's just something I do with my plants. I talk to them. The tatsoi, they've been doing really, really well. That's in the front. They coming along really good. I love like tatsoi with some sauteed mushrooms and onions. That's like one of my favorite during the winter season. So we're going to have some good, very good leafy greens. But that's one of the reasons, even if I buy plants, that's one of the reasons why I buy a little bit more, or I plant a little bit more. A lot of people don't agree with me on that. But I'm like, if I wrote down, which I didn't, let me just tell y'all, I didn't do that. Sometimes I just get these plants and say, this is where I'm going to put them. But just say, for instance, I took a piece of paper and I drawed out this raised bed. And I say, you know what? This is what I'm planting. This is how much I'm planting. And I go get that exact number of plants. And then you got somebody like Mr. Pansy here want to start acting like he got a problem. Okay, so then if you got the exact number, then what do you do? What do you do? So that's why I always do 25% more of what I think I will need. And a lot of people say, well, what do you do? So either I will gift them, either I will sell them, either I will go plant them, like for one of my family members, something like that. Like some of them may just sit there, but most of the time I'll be like, I'll text somebody and say, hey, you want this, or you want that, or you want me to send you this, like that. But I'd rather have more than enough than to run short and then you just got a whole space that's like missing. So that is what we are going to do this week, y'all. I really, 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 to be honest, I really want to tackle all of the in-ground beds. And I can if I really put my mind to it. But I'm going to tell you this. So it's cool in the morning. It's not going to be as cool as it was the last few days. But I think last week when the temperatures was dropping, It probably was like 11 o'clock. I was like, I'm not going outside right now. It's too cold out there. Even when I bundle up, the other night when the temperature's starting to drop, I felt my nose starting to like, I was like, nope, it's time to go in because I just told my mom today, this is the weather you really got to be careful with. You got to be careful with, you got to know how to dress. So I might go out with a jacket in the morning, but I might pull it off that evening. Like you can't be playing around. I've already made my fire cider. You got to keep your immune system up. So I probably won't come out here until it warms up. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I'm gonna work hard when I do come out here because I want to get some things done and I want to start. Like I told y'all earlier this season, I want to get to a point to where everything is planted. And I know that the fall and the winter season, you can get a lot done because a lot of things are growing slower. But I just want to just sit back, get everything planted so I can just sit back and start planning for spring and just watch the garden grow, y'all, little by little. Like that's what I really want to do. So that's why we're going to get this rose garden up under control. Y'all, this bee been here like all day. I don't know if he sleep, but when I tell you he's been out here all day, he been out here all day, but I'm not going to bother him. I mean, maybe that feels like a pillow to him. But this area that we shared with you before, we got to get this done. Like that's a priority. That's number one. These containers, that's a priority. This last raised bed, that's a priority. We got a lot of priorities going on. I will tell y'all what I did do is I went on my email because I had to look at the roses that I bought for David Austin. So now I'm starting to find the roses with the colors that I want and putting them, getting them pulled out to just like start placing because I did want to do an ombre. And so I'm like, okay, do you want to do most of the roses? I ordered two of each. So now I'm just trying to figure, do you want to go left and right? Do you want to go up and down? Because one of the things that I did when we first moved here, that was one of the reasons why I moved. We looked at so many houses, y'all, and the realtors thought I was straight up crazy when I would pull my phone out, pull up the Compass app because I needed to know the space that I was gardening in, what direction it was. So this way, east to west, right here, that's north to south. So I'm just trying to figure out, since most of the roses, I got two of each, and I'm trying to make an ombre effect. What direction do I want to go in? So that's really what I'm doing now, like the hold up, but it's gonna start getting done too. Y'all gonna see over the next week, and I always tell myself this, like I tell myself this, I'm like, now if you off like this, it's no excuse, unless it's raining, that you can't get these things done. And I'll probably have them done so early, y'all, that I'll have them done before next Sunday, that I'll probably start on something else. I really want to start. Let me tell y'all what I want to start on real quick, and then I'm going to end. I really want to start on, why did it say that, y'all? You know what? I don't understand why people put some things in the comments. I'm glad that they did hide it. It's held for review. You know, some people just don't have nothing else better to do. You know, go read a book or something. But that just totally lost my train of thought. I looked down and it said this comment is held for review, and I was like, I thought I got everybody comment, and you could click on it and just some of the things that people do. I'm like, you know what? Get a life. Like seriously. We're talking about plants right here. But I will probably be done earlier than Sunday. Seriously. And that's what I wanted to do, y'all. So I plant things like chamomile. I plant them in the winter, chamomile and California poppy. I plant them in the winter to overwinter because here in Georgia it goes seriously from mild winter. Hopefully we'll have a mild winter. A couple of weeks of spring, although it lasts a little bit longer, straight into summer. And so chamomile really does so much better um, in the cooler temperatures. And so I know that we're now in zone 8A versus 8B, but I will always plant my chamomile in the fall, let it overwinter. It would get growth that next year. I would harvest it, and then they would definitely self-seed all over the place. That was one of the ones when I planted once. I would just always see them pop up, just like here, there, just random. So I do want to get some more seeds planted as well. So I got my marching orders, y'all. I hope that this also again encourages you to make a plan. No matter how big or how small your plans are, but just having something written down or recorded or whatever, it really is helpful. It keeps, for me, it definitely keeps me on track, because I will go off track really quick and start doing other stuff real quick. So it keeps me on track. It also keeps me accountable to you all. And I just really love seeing the progress since we've been here, which is a little bit over a year now. I enjoy seeing the progress, but it's so much more that I have got to get done. But you have to, like I said, 1% better each day. And if you're not able to do it, don't be hard on yourself. Just say, hey, when I get up tomorrow or this weekend, I will work on it then, because we're all humans for sure. And some days I feel like going out to the garden, but like this weekend, I say, you know what? We're gonna do some deep clean. We're gonna do some fall cleaning around here. And when I say that, I'm like, okay, we about to be dusting these blinds, and we about to be, dusting these ceiling fans. So sometimes I gotta do inside work, y'all, and I just want to do deep cleaning and, washing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get on it. I have Monday and Tuesday to really make really make some big progress and some big leaps in the garden. But those three things that I told you about, I definitely, starting with this bed, this is going to take a little bit longer because we have to uproot. We got to move these strawberries. We got to move these walking onions. But I'm up for it. I'm up for it. We are going to plant these containers. We're going to get those done. And we're going to work on this area right here. I got too many plants on the sideline that are waiting to be planted. And I need to do something with them, because I almost got scared with my soursop plant when it got down to 39, because I told Chris, I said, here in this workshop like this, I said, I can't keep my plants in there because it does have a heater. But it's not like it's cold in there. Like, you'll have to go in there and turn on the heater, or I can leave the heater on all night. But we have windows in the garage, and I think I'm gonna like do, when it starts to get cold, I think I'm gonna do frost blankets, put them in the garage, and then in the during the day, open up the window to get like some of the sunshine and some of the light. So it's starting to get dark. I think my mom said daylight savings times was next month, I believe. So I hope you all have a great week. Create it. I always tell you to create a great week. Create it. You have to create it. Have a great week. I will check back in with you. We'll have some more videos coming out this week. I'm really trying to put more videos out on YouTube, and more shorts out on YouTube. That was one of the things that I did tell myself. I was spreading myself too thin, trying to be on all of the different platforms. But I just have a special place in my heart for YouTube, because that's where I started. I started on YouTube. So I'm going to try to put out more content, focus more on that, put out more videos of what we're doing in the garden. Bless his little heart, y'all. I got to fill the bird feeder, the bird bath up. It's a little cardinal in there, and he ain't got a lot of water. That bird bath is leaking. But what I will tell y'all, I don't want to frighten him. He got a little bit of water in there. What I will tell you, I have been to about 4 to 5 different garden centers, and I need a base that's deep enough to where the little fountain comes up. And none of the bird baths, they're very shallow. So then I started looking at a copper bird bath, because they say those are a little bit better as far as like sanitation and not having bacteria and algae grow on there. So I looked at that, but they're not deep. As well. They're not deep either. And I know that one has a crack, but what I will tell you is with the algae, it's real. Like I have a scrubber that I have to go and I have to scrub. He's gone now, y'all. That I have to scrub. But I'm going to check a couple more places. I even looked online and I might just end up going with the what do you call it? The copper one. Have y'all ever had like the copper bird bath before? I just wanted to reuse this because this was here when we got here. But it does have a crack. But then not only that, y'all, let me tell you, Chris said he found the cat in the bird bath yesterday morning. I was like, are you kidding? But that solves my question. So every about 3 times I've come out here and this black and blue salvia, it would just have like let me show you. It would have broken pieces on here. And I'm like, and all of these are like where I would just break it off at. And I'm like, what is breaking it? I said, is somebody coming in here? Like, I said, I don't think you have breaks like this. That's exactly what I said. I said, this plant keeps getting broken. Why does it keep getting broken? And I was like, is it animal or something? Well, Chris said yesterday he looked out here. The cat was in the bird bath, y'all, drinking the water. I said, you know what? You know, I don't know who cat it is, y'all. That's the thing. I'm like, I don't know who cat this is. But in the bird, he be on our front porch. I said, I know people think this is our cat, but we don't have any. We don't have any cats. Now I let them come in and do what they're gonna do. Now it's one cat I am a little upset with because I told y'all I found a snake in this flower bed over here, and I'm like, see, now y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to do. You're not doing what you're supposed to do now. But I don't um I don't bother them, y'all. But I just thought that was funny. But I am looking for a replacement for the bird bath. Just that's what I'm looking for. So it'll either be a copper one, but whatever it is, it has to be deep enough to where I really want to put that little fountain, and it lights up at night, y'all, and it shoots up the water. And when it is operational, not it does work, but when it is operational, I do see the birds just like coming and like sitting on the side. It's really nice. So I am going to maybe I will take some time out to look for that. A couple of places. I ain't gonna go too far, y'all. I don't know. I'll do my research because I did go on a couple of websites and they just weren't deep enough. So let me do my research. But I do enjoy watching the birds. We got all kinds of birds here, and I do enjoy watching them. Hopefully they can come pull some of these snails out of these beds. That will help me out a whole lot as well. But okay, y'all. So it's getting dark. Remember, create a great week. We're going to get some beautiful things done. I'm going to make some videos about it and I will keep you posted. And again, if you're new, every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if it's not raining and if it's not too cold, I just try to come on here and just share with you what I want to accomplish for the week. I do this for accountability. I also do it to encourage others. Like, if you start making a little plan, you'll see a lot of progress in your garden. But if you don't hear anything else, just don't get frustrated and continue to grow. So I will talk to y'all again soon. You all create a good week. Bye, y'all.